I'd like to invite Michela Martinazzi, who is a community organizer. She's on the Central Committee of the Freedom Road Socialist Organization, a Marxist-Leninist organization working toward revolution and a socialist future. So, Michela.
Comrades and friends, on behalf of the Freedom Road Socialist Organization, let's start by thanking the organizers of this important event, Workers' World Party, for bringing us together at a truly critical juncture in world history. By sharing views and analyses of the world as it actually is, we can learn from each other and from those insights make plans to challenge the existing order of things. We are certain that this International Assembly Against Imperialism in solidarity with Palestine will be a great success because the old world is exploding and something new is coming into being. The great revolution that is underway in Palestine is nothing short but amazing. In the face of genocide, Palestinian people are waging a fight that has the potential to end the Zionist project and limit the influence of US imperialism in the Middle East. Israel has always existed on stolen land and on borrowed time, and the clock is ticking. Holding this assembly on the 100th anniversary of the passing of the outstanding revolutionary V.I. Lenin was a good choice. The US working class has a proud history that we sometimes lose sight of. For many years following Lenin's death, revolutionaries held huge memorials meetings right here in New York City to mourn his passing and to recommit to the revolutionary cause. For example, on January 21st, 1937, more than 20,000 communists assembled in Madison Square Garden for that very purpose. So, Lenin, above all else, was a revolutionary who applied Marxism to the world around him and saw that competitive capitalism was giving way to monopoly capitalism. And this monopoly capitalism is what is referred to as imperialism. These two things are synonymous. For today's purposes, there isn't time to recap Lenin's great work, Imperialism, the Highest Stage of Capitalism. If there is anyone in hearing distance who has not read it, get yourself a copy and do so. If you won't regret it. If you have read it, there is no harm in going over it again. Odds are you will get something out of it. Lenin drew a number of extremely important conclusions from the reality that capitalism has entered its imperialist stage, and I'm going to focus on a few of them. First, noting that the world had been divided up amongst a handful of great powers, Lenin pointed out that wars to redivide the world were inevitable. He stressed that the only way to end imperialist wars was by ending imperialism and replacing it with socialism. Lenin also appreciated the vital role that the majority of humanity in the colonies and semi-colonies would exercise, and that the contradiction between imperialism and oppressed peoples of the world would occupy a vital place in the era of monopoly capitalism. In his important 1913 article, Backward Europe and Advanced Asia, Lenin contrasts the broad progressive national democratic movement in China with the monopoly capitalist rulers of Europe, of China, and he said, "Hundreds of millions of people are awakening to life, light, and freedom." And of Europe's rulers, Lenin stated, "Advanced Europe is commanded by a bourgeoisie which supports everything that is backward." Lenin knew that what all socialists and communists needed to realize as well, and quite honestly, it is pretty likely that everyone here today gets this. Any movement of the oppressed that weakens imperialism is a good thing. It deserves our support and solidarity. It is like the question posed in the old Labor song, what side are you on? Every setback for Wall Street is an advance for Main Street. Working and oppressed people in the US have a common cause of all oppressed by imperialism. Every ship turned around by Yemen helps those of us who are fighting to end exploitation here in the US. We have the same enemies. Do we want strong enemies? No. We want weak and defeated ones. By the same token, every blow that we are able to inflict to the class enemy aids those suffering under imperialism's yoke. The decline of US imperialism is accelerating. The people of Palestine are showing the way. All of us need to learn from their will to sacrifice and determination to win. Lenin stressed that imperialism was capitalism that is moribund. It is dying, and we can see the symptoms all around us, including with their political representatives. I invite you to join us at the Republican National Convention, July 15th in Milwaukee, and the Democratic National Convention, August 19th in Chicago, to confront them. Marx talked about the vampire-like nature of capitalism, so we need to together build unity, that the many against the few. The people of the world can and will unite, and together we will put a stake in the heart of imperialism. Thank you.